Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of the Foolish Fish News with your weekly updates on the worlds of esoteric and occult book publishing and arts and events and paraphernalia. And I want to send out a big thank you to miskatonicbooks.com for sponsoring the show. Thank you so much for your sponsorship, miskatonicbooks.com, who are really your number one international purveyor of difficult to find esoteric and occult books that have been out of print for a long time, books that are difficult to find within the US. Maybe they've been published by a small independent publisher outside of the US, and Miskatonic Books bring those books in bulk so that you can save on the shipping within the US. They also ship abroad, so if there's a difficult to find occult book that has been out of print for a very, very long time and you've been looking for it, they're the ones to go to. Miskatonicbooks.com are likely to have it on their webpage, miskatonicbooks.com. Go and check them out. Fantastic stuff such as the Stegonographia, which I popped in my monthly overview, my monthly roundup in the recent video that I made that you can find the links to down below. Let's start off with some news from me. So this is a new service that I'm offering on my Foolish Fish booking page. So among the other options to get 25 minutes to chat with me on a video chat, or 55 minutes to chat with me on a video chat about whatever you like, or getting a video card reading or an I Ching reading, or a combination of all of those, which is usually what ends up being the case for most clients. I'm now also offering for a significantly lower price, right? But I know it's still a lot. But as I was saying, my goal isn't just to pack out my calendar, right? I want to make this still manageable. But nevertheless, if you would like a tarot reading without having to book a specific time slot with me, and maybe if money's an issue as well, then yes, I'm doing email tarot readings. So just send me the details. You can select, but it'll just take you to a page that says there aren't any bookings available. If you just click on read more over here, you can read the full details on how to make the booking. I'll let you read that at your leisure. So if you'd like to get an email tarot reading, this is the way to go ahead. We've got news from Black Letter Press. Extremely exciting news. I'm always excited when there's a new Kickstarter with a beautiful esoteric or occult book, and the Discovery of Witchcraft is by Reginald Scott, but is absolutely a worthy book to have a beautiful new edition of as a Kickstarter. So this is the first edition, the 1584 first edition of Scott's critical exploration of the Elizabethan magical underworld. This really is focusing on the original text, and it looks like it's going to be a lovely edition, just like every edition that Black Letter Press produce. It's Paul Summers Smith who is going to be translating, well, not really translating, but transcribing Paul Summers Young. What's wrong with me? I'm sorry, I got 4 hours sleep last night. Paul Summers Young, yes, who is doing his usual fantastic job of transcribing the original text, which is, full of kind of quirks of the kind of English that was around during the Renaissance, with just weird punctuation and no particular spelling for words, just doing their own thing pretty much. And so he's made all of this just much easier to read, much more accessible, much more fluid read, right? And here we're seeing what the book actually looks like, which is really, really lovely, right? It looks like it's going to be a beautiful edition. Couple of ribbons I'm seeing there. Hello. And this looks like the collector's edition. Lovely stuff. Of course, you can add on various books from the Black Letter Press collection. Good stuff. Very, very lovely. All right, news from BJ Swain, who has, I was telling you about this a couple of weeks ago. He had announced how to do Grimoire magic for free, or at least inexpensively. It's a new class that he's offering directly on his own website, and he's offering it for $7.77, which is insanely inexpensive. So yeah, his goal is to make the work of the grimoires accessible to the 21st century practitioner. And you can see what's included: several hours of easy to understand audio instruction, lots and lots of work put in this. When he's saying several hours, we're not talking 3, it's more like 10. A PDF grimoire with methods of contacting at least 5 types of spirits, an online group for sharing your progress and getting inspiration from peers. It just looks very, very cool. So the full description is over here on the page that I'm showing you now. But then to go ahead and make the purchase, you can go over here. And of course, it's $7.77 or more, right? If you're in a position to support the action and to support BJ Swain's fantastic work, by the way, then yeah, this is a nice way to do it. You can see a couple of his other courses also available. Course on the elementals there. Good stuff. All right, what else do we have? We got news from Atramentus Press, who, I got this email this morning. It was a newsletter announcing their new book, which is not yet on pre-order, but I'll let you know when that actually happens. Void, Sorcery, and the Dissolution of Self, Volume 1, Self-Awareness and the Negated Self. So this seems to be a new series by Peter Hamilton Giles. And we're getting a little glimpse at the cover over here. And it's, always exciting to see a new Atramentus Press book in the works. And a little idea of what the various editions are going to cost. Cool. All right. So let's see, the thinking behind wanting to explore this particular title came from the realization that all magic is fundamentally obscured by physical presence, though it must also be said that this is just one way of looking at the relationship. Another might say, the invisible domain retains this state because we have been irretrievably removed from having the capacity to interact with the immanency of the beyond. Yeah, this does seem to be the... let's say the classic concerns of the types of books that Atramentus Press put out. So that's nice stuff. Okay, let's move to a couple of more just broader publications. Astrology's Magical Nodes and the Moon. Of the Moon, caught my attention this week, releasing the past and embracing the future. The nodes of the moon serve as your passport to understanding your past lives. This dynamic polarity reveals the best way to integrate past life energies into harmony and create creative success, Embracing the energy of your north node, for instance, will help you master your soul mission in this lifetime. In Astrology's Magical Nodes of the Moon, you will be shown how to take the shadow away from your past life influences and learn ways to channel this powerful energy into alignment with your current life goals. Sounds exciting, potentially, right? Difficult to know for sure. Let's see, do we have a publisher? It may actually be self-published. O-Books, it's not a publisher that I know. It doesn't necessarily mean it's not an actual publisher. Carmen Turner Scott, or Schott, maybe, I'm not sure. MSW, LISW, and Bernie Ashman. Okay. Releasing the past and embracing the future. Potentially something of interest. It's available as a Kindle edition and also as a paperback directly on Amazon.com. And if we take a look inside over here, let's see, do we have a table of contents? Yes. First and seventh house, okay. All right, well, it seems to be logically laid out. And you can have a little read of the introduction there to see if it's the kind of thing that could potentially interest you. There we are. Next, we've got the Tarot Grimoire, Spreads and Spells for a Magical Life. Now, there are a few tarot books that come out every week, of course, but this one looked particularly interesting. Ethany Dawn, and there's a foreword by Benebel Wen, which may be a little clue as to the quality of the contents inside here. Spreads and Spells for a Magical Life. And there's a look inside in here as well. So let's have a look. Magic and casting spells, reading the tarot cards, the major arcana, the suit of cups, wands, swords, pentacles, and then a conclusion with a list of tarot spreads by need. This does seem to be a spell book, right? I mean, obviously we've got just getting the introduction over here, but from the little glimpses that I've caught, it does actually seem to be a spell book with also some nice tarot spreads. Right, a range of new tarot spreads is always just a nice thing to have, of course. Unabashedly embracing the magic and mystery of tarot, this book invites you on a self-empowering journey to reveal and grow your inner mystic. Ethany Dawn channels her profound divinatory and magical knowledge into this book's unique spreads and spells that bring positive change into your life well after the reading session is done. Sounds good. All right. So Ivy is a practitioner who reached out in my emails this week. It's not something that I normally encourage, but I had a look at what Ivy was doing, and I thought it might be worth sharing this because some of the material that she's got on her website here is actually quite interesting. There's a Who is Ivy page over here, right? She's originally a project manager, and she's obviously been working with magic for several decades, and she takes this project management approach to magic, and she offers kind of project management services to magic practitioners and to people in the magical world. And she's got several interesting books on her site, some of which are free, including this one, which kind of caught my attention, the Cancer Grimoire. The Cancer Grimoire is a record of all the magic that I did that was done on my behalf. While I went through cancer treatment, an initiation on the poison path that has fundamentally changed me as a witch, magician, and human being. I took a look. It's very interesting. I do like the fact that she doesn't suggest that this is the cure or anything like that, but she does share some insights into her own battle with cancer, from which she's recovered. So, in those dreadful situations, any kind of insight into how other people have handled it is a nice thing, and that's really why I thought I would share this with you guys. Could be of interest to some people. There we are. And actually, there's lots and lots of other very cool stuff here. So yeah, if you are touch wood, unaffected by cancer, there's lots of really cool stuff here as well. Yeah, the modular magical framework. Some of these are paid, some of these are free, and it's worth looking into. There we are. And then finally, a page where so this is called, let me just start over here, the new Hermetics Institute of Unusual Arts and Sciences. It's written in tiny little letters up here. I don't know very much about the quality of what's being offered here. I hope that the quality is higher than the quality of the web design, which is horrific. But some of the titles here sound very cool, and for $15 per month, That does actually sound like potentially something worth looking into. So just a few examples here. A modern approach to the ancient magic of the Greek magical papyri, a modern approach to grimoire magic. Let's see what we have here. Level 5, level 6, I guess we probably start at level 1 over here. New Hermetics, the initiate. And then many more, right? The zealot, the practitioner, the philosopher, the adept, and the advanced adept. 7-day Goetia masterclass, 60-day adepthood challenge, out of body experience, 3-day course. So I actually like the fact that you are paying for access to the whole website, and it's affordable, right? That's surprising, and it's rare, and it's how could I not share this, right? So this is potentially some cool stuff. You'll find the links down below, and you can check it out for yourself, decide if it's something that you'd like to see more of. And then we've got this shop that was advertised to me called Moon Magic, and I took a look, and actually it's kind of interesting. So the idea is, these witchy shops that sell just stones, or they sell kind of macrame creations and things like this that incorporate semi-precious gems and stones and crystals. And what they've done here is actually taken those crystals and made some kind of nice jewelry with it, some jewelry that is maybe a little bit more the kind of jewelry that that is traditionally thought of as just nice jewelry. Look at this. I mean, it's not the kind of stone that you normally see in this kind of jewelry, and I think this is lovely. Actually, I think this is actually quite nice. So if you wanted labradorite on you at all times, but you didn't want like a lump of labradorite attached to a piece of string, hanging from your neck, and you can you can get a whatever this is. Is it a little bracelet, or is it a ring? I'm not sure, but anyway, it looks quite pretty, right? There we go. We've got ruby and garnet over here, raw moonstone and white sapphire. Lots and lots of different options. And up here, you can shop by meaning. So if you want to increase your willpower, or your wisdom, or your positivity, or your self-love, or whatever it might be, you can click on those cells. You can click on those links. Here's self-love, for instance, and you can see everything that's on offer, and see if there's a design that you actually like. There we are. So that's Moon Magic. Potentially something of interest to some of you. And then this is the final thing that I wanted to show you guys. I don't have a board game this week. Is this testingthehypothesis.com. This is I don't know. I think it's kind of exciting. You know about the double slit experiment. I did a whole video about that. One of the responses that I get most often on that video is, it's the fact that there is an electronic observing device that causes the change in where the particles go. I'm not going to explain the full double slit experiment. It's fascinating stuff. If you don't know about it, go and check out my video on quantum mechanics for the Magus. It's one of my very, very early videos, like one of the first videos that I ever did, and I'm doing some hand drawing on there. So yeah, potentially go and check that out. But yes, so as I say, one of the biggest, one of the most regular responses that I get is, it's not because of observation that the pattern changes, but because of the electronic device which causes interference, which to me is a deep misunderstanding of the whole point of this experiment. Well, this organization wants to test the hypothesis properly and actually come up with some proper results where there is always that machine, but that the hard drive is the thing that is on or off, and the hard drive, which is completely separate, right, is either writing the results or not writing the results, but the electronic device that is observing which of the slits the particle is going through stays on at all times. In that way, they'll know for sure if it's the device causing this interference, or if it is in fact consciousness making the observation that changes the outcome. So there we go. Having the opportunity to know this for sure, I think, is a worthwhile endeavor. And testing the hypothesis is a website that proposes to make those experiments. Yeah, you can read all about it down here and make donations to help them to bring this this experiment into reality. CUSAC, here we go, the Center for Unification of Science and Consciousness. Sure. A not-for-profit 501 corporation by physicist Tom Campbell. Good stuff. There we are. That's the news from me for today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. Subscribe down below if you haven't done so already. Support the channel by becoming a Patreon member. The links to do all of that can be found down below. And just a big thank you to all the members who already exist. Thank you so much for your support and for keeping the channel alive. And yeah, look after yourselves, look after each other, and I'll see you very soon with another video. Take care. Bye-bye.